when I gone through the paper was quite moderate as compared with the last year. So let us discuss with some sample questions what was the nature of the examination.
This is the west and this is the east. So from west to east, that will be your sequence. Now this is again one trick. Otherwise, you know the answer and you are.
So these are my notes from the NCERT, and this is the 11th NCERT, where outrightly we can find the answer. The answer is that something is happening around you. And my seniors would always, senior officers would always tell me that UPSC will not ask you the questions about something blue. It will ask you the questions which is happening something around you of national and international importance.
All these words like pyroclastic debris is written there, ash and dust is also written there, sulfur compound, nitrogen compound, everything is written there. And clearly we can, in last year also some questions were asked from this book. There is chapter number 5 here, Jainism and Buddhism. Even that they are talking about Gautam Buddha.
Okay, so they have mentioned clearly both the names, Shakyamuni and Tathagata, in this book.
All four will be your answer in this. Hello friends, welcome to IAS. Yesterday we had our UPSC Civil Services Prelims examination. You must have given the paper and you are now basically thinking whether the paper was easy, moderate or tough. So today here we are going to discuss exactly what was the nature of this examination, what kind of questions were asked from which subject, what type of question was asked, what was the source of that question. So we will be having some sample questions here and we will be discussing those questions and source of that question we will be discussing. And for this today I am having with me PRADHAN sir, who is currently designated as Deputy CEO in Government of Maharashtra. Earlier he has also cleared the Forest Services examination. Apart from that, he is also having experience of appearing and successfully dealing with the UPSC mains and interviews. So I welcome PRADHAN sir.
Hello friends, how was the exam? It must be pretty good. So that's what we are going to discuss it today. For me, when I gone through the paper was quite moderate as compared with the last year. So let us discuss with some sample questions what was the nature of the examination, what were the sources of examination, what were the sources of the questions. Yes. So if we see this slide, we come to know that maximum major weightage has been given to the geography.
18 questions were there.
18 questions. Current affairs, they have given 21 questions. Apart from that, environment, 12 questions.
Then science and technology also, we had 12 questions. Then the major part, the savior in every examination, that is polity. So there were 16 questions from polity. Apart from that, there is one difference.
Mangesh, I wonder why the history has been covered and only 2 questions have been given to the modern India. Why?
So actually, if you see the past trend also, they are simply reducing the weightage of that modern India and simply they are increasing the weightage of ancient India and medieval India. And the trend was also seen this year where they have asked 5 questions on ancient India and 2 questions are from modern India.
And I suppose from the 2 questions also there was one question which contained 1935 Act.
Yes, Government of India Act 1935, isn't it?
So that might be, it comes under the polity. Yeah. Economics, they have given 30 questions.
And the point is that the questions were from basic economics.
Acha.
Basic economics.
So without wasting much of the time, let us deal with some sample questions. The first question is, consider the following countries: Finland, Germany, Norway, Russia. How many of the above countries have border with the North Sea? Now see, every aspirant must understand while analyzing the question that why this question has appeared in the question paper. You must ask while doing the analysis of the paper. So when I read this question, I thought why they have asked the question on the North Sea. So there was a news in the Hindu newspaper in August 23. The news was drilling in the North Sea, history and environmental concerns. It means that something is happening around. And my seniors would always, senior officers would always tell me that UPSC will not ask you the questions about something blue. It will ask you the questions which is happening something around you of national and international importance. So, United Kingdom has taken the decision to drill in the Northern Sea, which will be having the cascading impact on the environmental and climatic concerns. And that's why this question appeared in the examination. So this is the news article. If we go in detail, the map of this country, we can see here the North Sea is located, and North Sea bordering countries are Norway and Germany. Only two countries are bordering with.
Yes, they have given the option of Russia and Finland also. But if you see in this map, here we can see Finland is somehow on the we can say western eastern side. Also Russia is somehow on the eastern side. So we can see that here Norway and then Germany, these two are the countries which are bordering the North Sea. And even when we talk about 2020 paper, sir, yes, in 2020 also they have asked a question on Brent crude oil index. So somehow from this region. And also in previous year they are asking questions on various countries that are bordering any particular sea. So from that trend also we can see that this is a mixture of like current affairs question as sir told, and apart from that this can be considered in basic mapping also.
Also I'll cut you short. One small catch over here. They have asked. See, if you see the options, only one, only two, only three. So you might click. Here.
Yes. Actually, it may appear that they are asking only one. That means only one, that is Finland, or only two, that means Germany. But they are asking you about how many of the above. Like 4 countries are there. How many of those 4 countries are sharing border with North Sea? So you need to tell like 2 countries are sharing, 3 countries. In that way, you need to simply deal with this question. And this is something 2023 exam was about. Like they have asked you a lot of questions from this. But this year, I think they have reduced the pattern.
So point is that while reading the questions in the examination, how you must be very, with lots of focus and concentration, and meticulously you should read the questions. So next question. So this is a very simple and straightforward question again from the Geography NCERT. Mangesh, read the question.
With reference to the Himalayan rivers joining the Ganga downstream of Prayagraj from west to east, which one of the following sequence is correct? So they are asking you from west to east. So first of all, you need to simply see that this is the west and this is the east. So from west to east, that will be your sequence. Now this is again one trick. Otherwise, you know the answer and you are arranging from east to west. So exactly you will be doing the wrong thing.
Correct. That's why you must read the questions very meticulously. Now, this is a straightforward question which appeared from the NCERT 11. So also the same question of the same nature and the question appeared in UPSC 1997 prelims. Here they have also asked the same question with the map.
Yes.
That in the map, rivers shown as 1, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. The same question. So that means
names of the rivers.
Names of the rivers also are there. So the point is you must study the previous year questions thoroughly. So these are my notes from the NCERT, and this is the 11th NCERT where outrightly we can find the answer. The answer is
Option B.
Option B, Gomati, Ghagra, Gandak and Kosi. Let's move ahead. Yes. So, as we have seen, the UPSC has given more weightage to the current affairs, that is 21 questions they have covered from the current affairs. So this question, let us read the question. With reference to perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances (PFAS) that are used in making many consumer products, consider the following statements. That means the UPSC has asked regarding PFAS substance. Now, again, the candidate should think why this question has appeared in the question paper. Now, if we see, there was a news article in the Hindu again in April 24 that there are some forever chemicals which has been described as per the Environment Protection Agency, and this PFAS chemicals has been included as forever chemicals. Now the point here was in the Hindu, there were considerable amounts of PFAS found in the Chennai water bodies, the lakes in the Chennai. The substances, these PFAS substances, 19,400 times higher. So this was a pretty environmental. This was a concern from the environmental as well as the health point of view, and that's why this question came in the question paper.
Even sir, in 2020 they have asked a question on microplastics. So somehow of that nature, that how the water bodies are getting polluted.
Yes. So point is, a candidate should be thorough with the current affairs happening around him. So the answer is, it's widespread in drinking water, food and food packaging materials. It is these cannot be easily degraded in the environment, and these are bioaccumulated in animal bodies. So 1, 2 and 3, option D. Let's move ahead. Now there is again a question. Mangesh, could you please read the question?
Yes. So consider the following statements regarding World Toilet Organization. And routinely they are asking questions on various organizations. So it is one of that. So it is one of the agencies of United Nations. Then second statement was World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day and World Toilet College are the initiatives of this organization to inspire the action to tackle the global sanitation crisis. And then third one, the main focus of its function is to grant funds to the least developed countries and the developing countries to achieve the end of open defecation. So these were your statements.
So the focus could be, there is Swachh Bharat mission which is going on. Lots of focus by the government of India is being provided on Swachh Bharat mission, Jal Jeevan mission. It might sound like that, but there was a news article in November 2023 again on the World Toilet Day in the Hindu. So herein, this organization, first option can be weeded out straight away. It is one of the agencies of the United Nations. So clearly we know that this is not the agency of the United Nations.
And actually UN is like, we are reading it so much that we may think that everything is under United Nations, but this is not under United Nations.
Yeah. Second one is World Toilet Summit, World Toilet Day and World Toilet College are the initiatives of this organization to inspire action to tackle the global sanitation crisis. Now, just now we were discussing about the World Toilet College, and I came to know that it is located in Maharashtra only, in Aurangabad. Right. Yeah, and so this is correct. The main focus of its function is to grant funds to least developed countries and developing countries to achieve the end of the open defecation. So this is certainly not correct option. So the answer is option A, 2 only.
Actually, this is focused on sanitation part. Overall, maintaining sanitation all across the world. But specifically, end of open defecation is not basically focused.
Yeah, let's move ahead. Yeah, over to you, Mangesh.
Yes. So this was the question. If you are having set A, then it was like at the start only. Question number 2. Consider the following statement. First statement was given like thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to the poles. Like it is, to be precise, like 18 kilometer at the equator, 8 kilometer at the pole. Then second one, at the equator, heat is transported to great heights by strong convectional currents. Now here they are asking you, like both the statements, whether the first statement is correct and it is explaining rightly the second statement or not. This is the typical type of like last year pattern question which was also asked this year. Now if you see the NCERT, in that case, if you see the NCERT, in that case this is class 11 fundamentals of physical geography, page number 65. On that page, here clearly they have mentioned that thickness of the troposphere is greatest at the equator. That is the first thing. And because, what is the reason behind this? That the heat is transported to great heights by strong convectional currents which are present at the equator. So if you see this exactly line by line, the statement is from NCERT, class 11 fundamental of physical geography. So clearly your answer is both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct here, and statement 2 is explaining the statement 1. So that is your answer. Yes.
So clearly, this is a
yes. Just a second. I think just okay. So this was the source, and this is the next question.
Yeah, the next question is consider the following: pyroclastic debris, ash and dust, nitrogen compound, sulfur compound. How many of the above are products of volcanic eruption? Now we have read in physical geography so many times regarding the volcanoes, earthquakes. So I mean, these are some straight questions, and you should be able to deal with it at ease. So straight away question with NCERT and outrightly from the NCERT as it is.
But the thing is, how many? That thing you need to really take care of. Like how many? How many? That was the only criteria.
Yeah, how many?
Yes. So if you see this again, class 11 fundamentals of physical geography. This is page number 23. On that they have given the topic is interior of the earth, and within that you are having like various topics: earthquake, volcanoes, and within that volcanoes and volcanic landforms. They have clearly mentioned that what kind of volcanic material is basically releasing from the earth. So all these words like pyroclastic debris, it is written there. Ash and dust is also written there. Sulfur compound, nitrogen compound, everything is written there. And clearly we can see all four will be your answer in this.
See, what a easy question it was. I mean, you should never, whatever the easy questions are there, or whatever the questions which are outrightly asked from the NCERT, you should never, fall back in those questions.
And again, so this year's paper was clear message that NCERT, when you are dealing with geography, you should not at all escape the NCERT. And not only like class 11, but like all NCERT, class 6 to class 12, all NCERT will be really important for simply, you can say, covering your basics and then dealing with such type of questions. So next question was,
next question is, which of the following is of the correct inferences from isothermal maps in the month of January? First statement is the isotherms deviate to the north over the ocean and to the south over the continent. Second statement is the presence of cold ocean current, Gulf Stream and NAD, that is North Atlantic Drift, make the North Atlantic Ocean colder and isotherms bend towards the north.
Yeah. So this was your question, and they are specifically asking you like in the month of January. So if you are not reading NCERT, you may think that how specific they are asking you questions. But if you read NCERT, specifically this is given in your NCERT, like the isothermal maps of the month of January. Page number also you can see there, like page number 71, Fundamentals of Physical Geography. And within that, they have clearly mentioned the same line that was given in your question paper. That in January, the isotherm deviates to the north over the ocean and to the south over the continent. And when you see the second statement that was given, so in that case, they are simply changing one word here, like the presence of warm ocean current. In the question, they have given cold ocean current. So here they are mentioning warm ocean current. Then Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift make the North Atlantic Ocean warmer. In the question, they are given colder. And the isotherms bend toward the north. That means the first statement which they have given, that is correct. But the second one, here the cold and then colder, actually it is warm and warmer. So that is the change which they have done. And here they are asking you which is correct. Which is correct. So in that case, option A, one only will be your right answer. Again, directly from NCERT, you can see this question.
Correct. Straight away from the NCERT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next.
So this is something which should be discussed upon. Which one of the following is the correct description of 100 million farmers? Again, what is the source? What is the source of this question? 100 million farmers.
Yes. So from the past 2 to 3 years, at least past 2 to 3 years, they are giving us a message that always you need to read the international organizations. Like you need to know what is World Economic Forum, what kind of initiatives World Economic Forum is doing, then United Nations Environment Program. So that also we need to know. International Monetary Fund. These are some of the organizations which are quite important from the global development point of view. And this question can also be traced from one of such international organizations, that is World Economic Forum. So on a World Economic Forum website, you might have seen that they have outrightly given here that 100 million farmers. You can see here there is the World Economic Forum website, and they have given their initiative. Not only that, they have elaborately mentioned on the website that their mission is 100 million farmers is a platform supporting private and public leaders to position food and farmers as central pillars on the global climate and nature agenda and accelerate collective action to scale climate and nature friendly agricultural practices. So the point of the discussion is that the candidate who is preparing for the civil services examination should have an eye over the international happenings, international magazines like down to earth international websites like United Nations, World Economic Forum, and the things like that. Yes. Also, if you see this, directly the answer is option A, and they are talking about the food water systems. Like you need to have like net zero, carbon free, you can say food and water systems, and through that they are trying to achieve net zero, nature positive, and they are trying to increase the farmer resilience. If you see the exact wording, and again the source is this is initiative by World Economic Forum, so wording has to be there. And if you see this, there are objectives, various objectives are there, and you can see here that net zero, then nature positive, and they are increasing the farmer resilience. Exactly the words that are in your question.
Great. Yeah. Yes. Let's move ahead. So this is a question. Consider the following aircraft. They have given some aircrafts, the Rafale, MiG-29, Tejas Mk1, and they have asked that how many of the above, how many of the above are considered fifth generation fighter aircraft. So far we have read many things about the stealth technology and in which generation they are appearing in the Hindu newspaper or the other current sources. So in this question, they have asked regarding how many of the above consider the fifth generation fighter aircraft. So far we have read fourth generation fighter aircraft. Now this is the again current news in the current Indian Express in somewhere in March 24. It says about India's indigenous fifth generation fighter jet advanced medium combat aircraft and why it is important. So in this news article, they have mentioned in the news in the headline itself that the India see what will set the fifth generation combat aircraft apart from the existing fourth generation. That means we are having existing fourth generation light combat aircraft is primarily its steel features. And only the US, China, and Russia currently build the fifth generation aircraft. So we can draw the inference here that the India, at this point of time, doesn't have fifth generation fighter aircraft.
So only US, China, and Russia, these three are having the fighter aircraft, and they are asking you three aircraft are given. How many of them are fifth generation fighter aircraft? So actually, none of the above will be answered because we are not having the fighter jet aircraft right now. There are only three countries like US, China, and Russia which are having their fighter generation aircraft, which is fifth generation fighter aircraft. Yes, sir. So next question. So this we can again see from the current affairs part. Current affairs. And they are giving you one term, that is the habit of UPSC, that they will give you one term and they will ask you this is about which thing. So in that context, the pumped storage hydropower, this term they have given. So recently the term pumped storage hydropower is actually and appropriately discussed in the context of which one of the following. Now multiple options are given, and here there is one more source which we can introduce, like we are reading The Hindu, we are reading Indian Express. So in that way, there is one more important, you can say, website that we should regularly explore, that is Down to. Because on Down to Earth, they are giving you such content which is prelim specific also, and also it can be utilized in your next exam, that is mains examination. So from that point of view, if we clearly see on that Down to Earth website, there is this renewable energy section, and within that they are talking about this pumped storage hydropower, which they are saying that it is a sustainable energy solution. So simply energy storage solution. This is one type of energy storage solution. And then they have also explained the mechanism. Though this will not be the time for going into that detail, but this is something about the energy storage. And if you see the options, like there are irrigation of the terrace crop beds, lift irrigation of cereal crops, long duration energy storage, and rainwater harvesting system. So clearly here the option like energy storage. So they are talking about the long duration energy storage. So that is nothing but the answer for this question, and source can be like Down to Earth, that website can be source of this question, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move ahead.
So these are the details they have given.
Yeah. Again, so this is a bit question from the ancient history. With reference to ancient India, Gautam Buddha was generally known by which of the following epithets? Now, generally we know that Lord Buddha is known by Tathagat Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. In general terms.
Yes.
So we can, we can go for these two, but we may not be sure about this one.
Yes. So actually, even when we know these two, then we can simply eliminate the two options. Now there is only one step that you need to perform here. Like Naya Buddha, you need to identify whether this is related to Gautam Buddha or not.
What is the source of this question?
So there is one Tata Microwave publication book, that is Ancient and Medieval India, and the author is Poonam Dalal Dahiya. So in that book, already in last year also some questions were asked from this book. There is chapter number 5, Jainism and Buddhism. Even that they are talking about Gautam Buddha.
Okay, so they have mentioned clearly both the names Shakyamuni and Tathagata in this book.
Yes.
Okay.
And all the details are also given about Gautam Buddha. Now the question is Naya Buddha, whether this is the epithet of Gautam Buddha or not. Actually, it is the epithet of Vardhaman Maharaj.
Okay.
And so this will be related to Jainism. So 2 and 3. In that case, option B, 2 and 3 will be right answer. And even in our last some 4 to 5 years, they are asking you regularly 1 or 2 questions on either Buddhism or Jainism.
Correct.
So it was on that.
Students must be thorough with the Jainism and Buddhism from the ancient India point of view. Yeah. Next question. Again, which one of the following was the latest inclusion in the intangible cultural heritage list of UNESCO? Now, these were some dance forms. Chabu dance, I remember this used to appear in the Hindu newspaper from the Rajasthan. Correct, no? So this was included, I think, in 2010. Kumbh Mela, again, it was included in the heritage list in 2017.
Durga Puja
was
2021.
And recently, Garba dance was included in the intangible cultural heritage list of UNESCO. So the students must be aware and they should give some importance, that is cultural heritage sites, which are those which are being included, which are recently included. UPSC or state civil service examination are surely going to ask these questions.
And we can note it down like question number 60. We can say this is the easiest question of this paper.
Yes.
Because actually this part everyone will be reading.
Yeah.
Cultural heritage list.
Yeah.
So this was
news article. Garba of Gujarat makes it to UNESCO intangible cultural heritage list. Yeah. Next one, polity.
Yeah. So this question was about right to privacy, and I think in last 5 years 3 times they have asked this question. Right to privacy. So under which of the following article of the Constitution of India has the Supreme Court of India placed right to privacy? Supreme Court of India. We are not saying in the Constitution of India, but that is interpretation. Correct. So Article 15, Article 16, Article 19, and Article 20.
And mind well, this question has already been repeated in the UPSC itself. So in 2018, they have asked the same question. Right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of the right to life and personal liberty. Which of the following in the Constitution of India correctly and appropriately imply the above statement? Now when we study the polity of Lakshmikant, we come to along with that, whenever we read the news articles regarding the fundamental rights, to be specifically regarding Article 21, we come to know that Supreme Court keeps on adding so many of interpretation, so many of other activities under the Article 21, that is right to life and liberty. So this is
that Maneka Gandhi case, the ambit of Article 21 is already expanded.
So the answer here is Article 21, right to life and liberty.
Yes. So this was the question. Now next one, we can count this in current affairs, and this was about some operations that are performed by army. So operations undertaken by the army cover the upliftment of local population in remote areas, like it can be like various remote areas in India, to include addressing of their basic needs is called. So which is that operation which is undertaken by the army for upliftment of people in remote areas? Operation Sankalp.
Yes, clearly this is a factual question, and whenever 2 or 3 nations combinedly starts any army defense operation in any country, so that point should be taken into consideration while studying for the.
We need to know about operations that are taken by army or navy or the joint exercises,
and which are the countries involved, where it is taking place.
Yes.
So these are the things a candidate must know.
This was straightforward. So Operation Sadbhavna was
and it was
PIV.
PIV. So yes, the point is PIV. The students must give attention to the PIV, which is a very authentic source of the current news information. So categorically they have mentioned that as a part of Operation Sadbhavna, Indian Army, वगैरह.
Yes. So this news was about Ladakh, but this is like the in general operation of army, that is Operation Sadbhavna. Yes.
Next one, again one factual question, as the CDS was in the news in the last year for other reasons. what are the duties of the Chief of Defence Staff as head of the Department of Military Affairs?
Yes. So, duties of Chief of Defence Staff, we can count it in polity part. And what are the duties? First one, they are being permanent chairman of Chief of Staff Committee. Then exercises military command over the three service chiefs. Principal military advisor to Defence Minister on all trial services matters. Now, this was something which was expected, that you need to know what are the duties of CDs. So, in that case, like if you regularly read the PIB, so here you can see functions of CDS, that is the Chief of Defence Staff. So, these are simply enlisted here, and within that we can see to function as the permanent chairman of Chief of Staff Committee. That is one of the duty of the CDS. Apart from that, to act as principal military advisor to Honorable Raksha Mantri on all trial services matters. And I think these two statements they have given, like principal military advisor to Defence Minister and permanent chairman of Chief of Staff Committee. So these two are there, but it is not the function, like the CDS is not exercising military command over the services chief. So that is something which is not the function, like military command over the three services chief. That is not the function or duty of the CDS. So if you read the question, what are the duties as head of the Department of Military Affairs? So duties regarding as a head of military affairs. So yes, second statement is not true. So in that way, option D, 1 and 3 will be your right answer.
Let's move ahead.
So as we were talking about, like you need to know various exercises.
Yes.
So in that line, this is
again the question of some other form. Which of the following statements about exercise Mitra Shakti 2023 are correct? Which was the earlier question?
It was Operation Sadbhavna.
Yes. So this question regarding exercises Mitra Shakti. So first statement is this was a joint military exercise between India and Bangladesh. Factual again. You need to know either Bangladesh or some other country. It is commenced where it is commenced. Joint response during counter-terrorism operation was a goal, and Indian Air Force was a part of this exercise. So this was again in the completely in current news.
Yes. On the PIB page we can clearly see. And the question is over when we are reading the title of this news.
Yes.
Like India Sri Lanka joint exercise Mitra Shakti.
So even if you read, you should read every news very meticulously. What I'm talking about, even if you know the headlines, then you can read out the other options. Like headlines was India Sri Lanka joint exercise Mitra Shakti.
Yes.
So the answer, so you can read out this first because Bangladesh is not there, and you can read out all the three options, and the answer is
option.
correct. Let's move ahead.
Also on this page, that found and all details are also mentioned.
Yes. Next one is who of the following is the author of the books The India Way and the Bharat Matters? Completely factual, current-based question.
Yes. And this personality is quite popular nowadays because of the kind of diplomacy he's having and the kind of you can say speech capability the person is having. So quite popular person. I think all of you might have got the answer. The India Way and Why Bharat Matters. Who are the authors? Bhupender Yadav, then Nalin Mehta, Shashi Tharoor, and Subramaniam Jaishankar. So the answer is S. Jaishankar. And clearly in all the newspapers, I think The Hindu, Indian Express, so book reviews of this book are already published. And here one of the news this was from 25th March 2024. Why Bharat Matters, and the book review of that book was given. And this is the book written by Union Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar. So directly they have given.
So you must be following on YouTube that how our Honorable External Affairs Minister deals and deliberates with the reporters on an international level, and how he represents India before the international on international platforms.
Yes. Also, there is one more point which is like we are discussing various news. a lot of news are there whose source is like April 2024, March 2024, and many times the question is like if let's say we are having examination on 16th June. Actually, it was like earlier. It was like postponed.
Yeah.
But 16th June. So till what date we need to read the current affairs? Like, is it like 1 month before the exam? Till that point you need to read the current affairs, or 1.5 months before the exam you need to read the current affairs. So that is again a message by UPSC that we are also asking you. If your exam is in June 2024, we are asking you questions from March and April 2024.
Yeah.
So that is also one important point.
So I mean, you should be on your toes till you go for the examination. Tentatively, I mean, 15 days prior, you can stop reading the current affairs. Yes, that's what I would say. Yeah. Next one.
So this was consider the following pair, country and its reason for being in the news. On similar line, one question was asked in last year also. So country and reason for being in the news. Argentina, worst economic crisis, because of that it is in news. Then Sudan, because of the war between countries, regular army and paramilitary forces. And then third, Turkey rescinded its membership of NATO, like gave up the membership of NATO. So how many of the pairs given above are correctly matched? So if you are following the current affairs in last 1 year regularly, Argentina was quite in news because like a lot of issues were happening. Like poverty is like hitting all-time low, then the government is taking various economic reforms there. So yes, definitely worst economic crisis in Argentina we can see. Even there is one number which was given in Indian Express, like Argentina's poverty level is 57% of the population, and it is a 20-year high. Like in last 20 years, this was not the poverty in Argentina. So that shows that there was like economic crisis in Argentina. And Sudan, it is like from past 2 to 3 years, Sudan is facing a lot of issues. And yes, there is war going on between the country's regular army and paramilitary forces. Even the countries that are bordering the Sudan are also facing the brunt of these. And there are issues like famines, wars. So these things are going on.
So these South African countries are grappled with their internal issues like famine is there.
Yes.
Lots of what you would say.
Actually, this is the entire region, which is considered to be one of the like least developed regions, sub-Saharan Africa. And within this African continent, there are countries like Sudan, then South Sudan, then there are some countries which are having water bodies that are drying. In last year, that they were asking question on Mali. So yes, a lot of things are happening here, and because of that, this was in news. But Turkey. So, rescinded its membership of NATO? No. Turkey is still a member of NATO. Turkey is still the member of NATO. So, Turkey cannot be your answer. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And here they are asking you how many. Again, how many? How many?
Yes.
So, how many? 2. Only 2 pairs. Only 2 pairs are correct here. So, that is your, you can say current affairs. And similar type of questions were asked like 2018. Which is that region which is suffering because of malnutrition, or people are dying due to starvation, which is caused by war or ethnic conflict between people. Again, the answer was Yemen and South Sudan. But on this line, this question was asked. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Even 2014.
Sorry. The same kind of question has been asked.
This was like simple version of that. Like region often in news, and why it is in news they are not asking, but country. So in that case, with Darfur, why it is added here? Darfur, actually this is the region which is facing the conflict, and it is in Sudan. So Darfur is in Sudan. It is not in Mali.
Okay.
And because of that, you can simply trace this question there. Even the paramilitary forces conflict going on, Darfur is also that region right now. Okay. So this was about Argentina.
Yes. So next question is as per Article 368 of the Constitution, amendment of the Constitution. Yeah. The Parliament may amend any provision of the Constitution by way of the clear-cut polity question which can be covered from the M. Lakshmikant.
Here we are having like proper the source where in M. Lakshmikant we are having this question.
Yeah.
when we are starting Article 360, like amendment of the Constitution, this is chapter number 8 in the chapter number 10 in MPSC, and within that, at the start only three words are mentioned. Like what is the amendment, addition, variation, and repeal. So directly this question is from your M. Lakshmikant, and like this, a lot of questions are there which can be traced from M. Lakshmikant.
So along with the NCERT, the quality you must cover with the M. Lakshmikant.
Yes, yes. So clearly answer is option D here. Then again this was the question. From Parliament topic in M. Lakshmikant, they are asking a lot of questions this year also. Like money bill. In respect of money bill in Parliament, they are giving you some statement. Like Article 109 mentions special provisions in respect of money bills. And actually, sir, money bill, this was also a trick. Like Article 110, money bill is mentioned. But regarding the money bill, some procedures are mentioned in Article 109 also. So maybe like people are eliminating this one, like this is wrong, and they are going for the option. Actually, UPSC is ready with the wrong answer here. Like if you are simply eliminating one, you can simply eliminate it and you are getting option B. Correct. But actually it is not the right answer. We can further see that money bill shall not be introduced in Council of State. Yes, that is right. Then Rajya Sabha can either approve the bill or suggest changes, but cannot reject. This is also the right statement. But fourth one, amendment to a money bill suggested by Rajya Sabha have to be accepted by Lok Sabha, but that is not binding on Lok Sabha. Like whatever amendments are suggested, so these are not binding on Lok Sabha that they should accept. They have to. It is written have to accept. But actually this is wrong. So first statement, second and third one, like 1, 2 and 3. So your option C will be your answer. And if you are simply reading the first one and then you are judging that yes, first is wrong, so I'm going to the next question.
That's why they have given a catch over here that the students should, with a hurried nature, they should read only Article 109 and they should read out and they should.
Yes. And even they have put the wrong option at the fourth number. So that means you need to have that patience. Like you are reading all these three and then you are reaching this point. And then you are identifying that this is wrong. Otherwise you are simply taking B and you are moving forward.
Yes.
So that was one question. Then
yes, this is another question. Which of the following statements are correct about the Constitution of India? Okay. Powers of municipalities are given in Part 9A of the Constitution. Emergency provisions given in Part 15, Part 18. Provisions related to the amendment of the Constitution are given in Part 20 of the Constitution. So, clear cut, there is a very basic kind of question here, and all the parts of the Constitution, schedules of the Constitution, basic articles like fundamental rights, DPSPs, and fundamental duties, these 50, 51, 52, first 51, 52 articles, and some of the other important articles you should, by heart. You should be by hearted. Okay.
So clearly given in this form and right. Chapter number 3 is the salient features of the Constitution. At the start only, you are having all these parts of Constitution mentioned, and here they have not done any gamble, or they are not even changing any number here. So simply they are like putting all these three right. Part 9A, that is about municipality. Part 9B about panchayat. Then Part 18, emergency provisions. Part 20, amendments. All these are correct. Simply answer is B.
Very factual question, and it must be correct. Next one. With reference to the union budget, consider the following statements.
Yeah. Yes. So again, this question, union budget, Parliament, chapter number 22, Parliament, and within that they have given the budget in Parliament. Now this is also one question which is telling you that you need to read the statement quite carefully, otherwise it will be a silly mistake. Because Union Finance Minister on behalf of Prime Minister laid the annual financial statement before both the houses of Parliament. Actually it is not on behalf of Prime Minister, it is on behalf of President. So that is one thing which is wrong. On behalf of Prime Minister, no. Right? Then at the union level, no demand for grants can be made except on the recommendation of President of India. So that is correct. Even if you are confused, like Prime Minister, whether Prime Minister is there or not, So in that case also, by reading the second statement, we can simply get the idea that they are talking about recommendation of president in the second statement, and in the first they are talking about prime minister. So that is also one you can say clue they have given. So here directly answer is option B. So only quite routine level of question.
Next one they have asked about with reference to the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Consider the following statements. While any resolution for the removal of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is under consideration. First statement is he or she shall not preside, he or she shall not have the right to speak. Third one is he or she shall not be entitled to vote on the resolution in the first instance.
Yes, polity question. Again, topic Parliament. Within that, they are talking about Speaker of Lok Sabha, and within that, they are simply giving you why any resolution for removal of the Speaker of Lok Sabha is under consideration. In that case, the Speaker will not preside. Therefore, the Speaker will be presiding. So that is something which we already read in M. Lakshmikant. Then he or she shall not have the right to speak. Actually, there is right to speak. Right to speak. He or she shall not have the right to speak. And within that, the third one, he or she shall not be entitled to vote on the resolution in the first instance. So in the first instance, he or she it shall not be entitled to vote. But we can see here that the third statement, he or she shall not be entitled to vote on the resolution in the first instance. So this is again the correct one. Like if there is equality of vote, then the speaker will be voting. That is again one part. And then right to speak also that is something which we can see here. So 1, 2 and 3. So option D can be the right answer. Again, that is directly from your Speaker of Lok Sabha topic. Yes.
Next one.
So with reference to the Indian Parliament, so in Indian Parliament, within that you are having this question. They are giving you statements like a bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on its resolution. Then a bill passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha lapses on the resolution of the Lok Sabha, and then a bill in regard to which the President of India notified his or her intention to summon the houses to a joint sitting lapses on the resolution of the Lok Sabha. Actually, when we see this here, we are having first of all a lot of issues can be there for remembering this, and many times it may be the situation, sir, that a student might have picked the wrong answer here. Because if you see, a lot of statements are there, a lot of factual data is given, and here we can see this was the question which was asked from the Indian Parliament. That is the topic, chapter number 22 from M. Lakshmikant, and within that also, the first two statements that are given, right, 1 and 2, these are correct, but the third one which they have given, that is the wrong statement. So here clearly they are asking you correct one, and the answer to this will be 1 and 2, that is option B. And source again the same one, that is the M. Lakshmikant. So there the bill pending. So which type of bills are pending? There is one topic given there, session for Parliament, and on that topic they have asked you this question. Yes.
Yeah. Again, the polity question with reference to the Parliament of India. Consider the following statements. 1. Prorogation of a house by the President of India does not require the advice of the Council of Ministers. Second one, prorogation of a house is generally done after the house is adjourned, signed day, that there is no bar to the President of India prorogating the house which is in session. And third statement is dissolution of the Lok Sabha is done by the President of India, who, saving exceptional circumstances, that so on the advice of the Council of Ministers. So basically, it is expected that the student should be thorough with the M. Lakshmikant. That is the basic concepts like prorogation, dissolution, adjournment, suspension of the Lok Sabha. I mean, these are the basic concepts which the candidate should be thorough.
And also, this is question number 95. This is question number 95. Actually, both are asked from one same topic. Like on 2 pages in Lakshmikant, these 2 questions are there. Like sessions of parliament topic. Within that only they are talking about the pending bills, and also within that they are talking about the prorogation and devolution part. So on one point only, there are 2 pages, and on those 2 pages only you are having the
honorable paper setter has must have will set the paper by sequential way.
So this is again the question. And here the prorogation of all by President of India does not require advice of Council of Ministers. This is wrong. So second and third are right. So that means your option C, 2 and 3 will be the right answer. Again, these are quite routine questions, and that is how they are asking you the questions. Like be it geography questions, then you have current affairs questions, history questions, or even when we talk about the polity questions. So this is how they are asking you the questions.
Yes, so in a nutshell, when we analyze this examination, we can say in a nutshell that go back to the basics.
Exactly.
Go back to the basics is the takeaway from this example from yesterday's paper, so that the student should be thorough again with the basics. Go back to the NCERTs, read thoroughly right from the 6th standard to the 12th standard very religiously, very meticulously. Talk out the notes, and this is the takeaway. Go back to the basics.
Yes, and also there is like basic NCERTs we need to cover. We need to use the proper current affairs sources. Like we need to go for the like source of the news, like PIB. So that will be very important, because sometimes what happens, we are reading any newspaper, maybe we are missing something, because like a lot of news are there. Like we may be filtering the news in our newspaper. But when you are reading the PIB, that will be something which can be reliable sources.
Right. As I said, our senior officer would say always, he was a senior secretary level IAS officer, he would always say to us that UPSC doesn't ask the questions out of blue. It will definitely ask the questions whatever is happening around you, whether politically, economically, geographically, so whatever is happening around you in India, in your society, on international platforms, so those would be the areas where the UPSC wants the candidate should read, inquisitive enough to ask why it is happening, where it is happening, what can be done, what are the solutions. So these are the OLQs of the candidate to become an officer, and that's why the UPSC wants you to read the current affairs thoroughly. So go back to the basics, that is NCERTs, current affairs with good sources like the Hindu, Press Information Bureau, down to earth, and some good magazines, and you can also Google the international authentic websites of
some has to be there, like World Economic Forum, United Nations Environment Program, International Monetary Fund. They are regularly asking you questions, so that should be included in your course list.
Yeah. So the question, the paper was moderate as compared with the last year, and I wish all the students the very best for the mains examination. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you.